Every killer leaves a mark, a signature. But for Dexter Morgan, the signature was the absence of one. It was a code, a meticulous framework of rules designed to transform an unspeakable urge into a grim, purposeful ritual. The stalking, the proof, the plastic, the slide, these were the steps of a sacred, profane liturgy. Yet even within this rigid structure, no two kills were ever truly identical. Some were surgical masterclasses in control. Others were violent ruptures in the very fabric of his carefully constructed self. Some delivered justice, others delivered only consequence. This is not a celebration of monsters. This kill is where we witness the full, chilling architecture of the code in its pure, early form. Donovan wasn't just a killer. He was a poet of destruction, using fire to erase lives and evidence. Dexter's approach, therefore, becomes a work of dark symmetry. He doesn't simply kill Donovan. He constructs an environment of poetic justice. The setting is a storage locker, the air thick with the fumes of Donovan's own gasoline. This is the first crucial layer. Dexter weaponizes the killer's own chosen element. The threat isn't just the knife. It's the entire space, a single spark away from becoming an inferno. Donovan, a man who controlled fire, is rendered utterly powerless by it. But the true mastery here is in Dexter's psychological dissection. He doesn't rush. He forces Donovan to confront the legacy of his crimes, reciting the names of those he burned. Dexter isn't seeking a confession. He's conducting a final audit. The kill itself is almost an afterthought, a swift, efficient release after the real work of judgment is complete. This kill is foundational because it demonstrates Dexter's core belief that his work is not murder, but a transaction, a life taken as payment for lives lost. The plastic sheeting is his courtroom. The blood slide is the case file, closed. Donovan's death is clean, methodical, and devoid of personal animosity. It is the code, operating as intended, a perfectly calibrated machine for dispensing a particularly brutal form of balance. It is Dexter Morgan at his most confident and his most morally detached. Here the machine encounters a fatal error: family. This kill stands alone, a grotesque anomaly in Dexter's ledger. Brian Moser, his biological brother, the ice truck killer, does not fit the code. He is a killer, yes, but he is also the only person who truly knows Dexter, who sees the monster and doesn't recoil, but instead embraces it. Dexter does not take Brian to a kill room. He meets him in a sterile hospital room, a space of supposed healing. There is no plastic sheeting, no ritualistic dialogue. There is only a syringe, a tool of medicine, not judgment. This is not an execution, it is a euthanasia. Dexter is not punishing a killer. He is ending the suffering of a broken reflection of himself. The profound disruption here is emotional, or the closest approximation Dexter can manage. He kills Brian not out of darkness, but out of a twisted, devastating form of love and pity. He is putting down the rabid animal that shares his DNA, sparing his sister Deborah and attempting to erase the living proof of his own corrupted origin. The act is quiet, intimate, and haunts Dexter precisely because it wasn't by the book. It proved the code was not an absolute law, but a coping mechanism, and it could be suspended when the personal cost of following it became too great. It was the moment Dexter learned he could kill for a reason other than the code, and that reason was far more dangerous. This kill is a masterpiece of performance under pressure. Farrow himself is almost irrelevant, a placeholder, a prop in a far more dangerous game. The true opponent in this room is Sergeant James Dokes, who has Farrow and Dexter chained in a basement, forcing Dexter to kill before his eyes. Every instinct of the dark passenger is screaming to follow the ritual, to be the meticulous surgeon. But survival demands he play a different part, the impulsive, rage-fueled avenger. Dexter must contort his entire being. He must scream, he must snarl, he must make it messy. He has to hide his cold, satisfying relief behind a mask of hot, believable fury. This kill is pivotal because it is the ultimate test of his camouflage. Can he convincingly fake humanity's darkest, most chaotic emotions when his own are locked in a deep freeze? His success is terrifying. He doesn't just fool Dokes for a moment. He confirms Dokes' worst fears while simultaneously deflecting the deeper, weirder truth. It is a perverse high-wire act. He proves he can improvise, that the code can adapt, but at the cost of revealing how seamlessly the monster can wear the mask of a man. The kill is messy, but the performance is flawless. If the code is a structured story, Speltzer is the chaotic, self-aware antagonist who tries to rewrite it. He doesn't just kill, he stages his victims in grim tableaus from children's stories. He is an artist, a rival storyteller. Hunting him isn't just about justice. For Dexter, it becomes a twisted competition of craft. Speltzer is uniquely threatening because he mocks the ritual. He understands stalking, he understands theme. He leaves his own slides in the form of trinkets. He forces Dexter out of his comfort zone into a dark forest, turning the hunter into the hunted. The kill, when it finally happens, is therefore one of profound reassertion. And say, Dexter doesn't just kill Speltzer, he deconstructs him. He uses Speltzer's own weapon, his own fairy tale motif against him. It's a statement. Your story is cheap. My ritual is absolute. This kill is less about dispensing justice and more about annihilating a blasphemer who dared to imitate the sacred steps. It is Dexter defending his territory, his methodology, proving that while others may play at being monsters, he is the genuine article. M.E. This isn't a single kill. It is a cataclysmic system failure. Arthur Mitchell represents the ultimate corruption of the code. He is the perfect target, a prolific, ritualistic serial killer who has evaded justice for decades. He is also, in a warped sense, a father figure, offering Dexter a terrifying glimpse of a life where the monster is fully integrated into a family. Dexter's failure to kill Trinity sooner is his greatest sin. In his fascination, his desire to learn from him, he breaks his own rules. He engages, he hesitates, and in that hesitation, Rita, his own wife, is murdered in a bathtub, mirroring Trinity's first victim. Trinity's eventual kill is therefore not a triumph, but a hollow, futile act of revenge. The ritual is empty. The blood slide means nothing. Dent. This kill represents the total cost of the code. It proves that the ritual is not protection. It is a fatal distraction. Dexter was so busy being the perfect executioner that he failed as a protector. He got the trophy, but lost his humanity's anchor. The plastic sheeting couldn't contain the real-world consequences this time. Trinity's death is the moment the code breaks, revealing it not as a moral compass, but as a selfish addiction that doomed the very people it was supposed to make him capable of loving. The code was broken. The illusion of control shattered. After the cataclysm of Arthur Mitchell, the ritual could never be the same. The remaining kills are no longer the work of a confident surgeon, but of a wounded animal, sometimes lashing out, sometimes retreating, always operating with the deep structural cracks in his foundation now exposed. This kill represents a new, more dangerous phase: public justice. Chase, a self-help guru who orchestrated gang rapes and murders, operated not in shadows, but in the blinding light of admiration. He was corruption masquerading as inspiration. To kill him according to the old ritual, in private, with a slide, felt insufficient. It wouldn't erase the myth he'd built. Yet. So Dexter engineers a theatrical, symbolic execution. He drags Chase back to the very warehouse where his crimes began. But he doesn't kill him there in secret. He forces him to confess his crimes live on a phone call to a police station, with his inner circle present. The kill is performed before an audience of his former victims turned accomplices. This is Dexter moving beyond the code's private morality and into the realm of myth-breaking. He isn't just taking a life, he is dismantling a legacy. The plastic sheeting is gone, replaced by a stage. The satisfaction isn't in the silent slide, but in the public recorded collapse of Chase's entire persona. It's messier, riskier, and driven by a need for a justice that resonates beyond his own private files. It is the kill of a man who has lost everything personal and now seeks a larger, more symbolic form of order. If Jordan Chase was a public spectacle, Saxon is the return of something intensely, viciously personal. Saxon is not just a serial killer. He is the son of Dexter's late, monstrous psychotherapist, Dr. Evelyn Vogel. He is, in a sense, a sibling rival, another child of a theorist who saw monsters as case studies. He targets Deborah, the one true humanizing love of Dexter's life, and shoots her, leading to her brain-dead state in. This kill is pure, unfiltered vengeance. The code is irrelevant. The ritual is an afterthought. Dexter walks into a police station, into the heart of the system he has evaded for years, and in a cold, focused fury, he plunges a pen into Saxon's jugular. There is no stalking, no proof beyond his own rage, no plastic, no slide. There is only the punitive act. And this kill is significant because it is arguably Dexter's most human moment and his most monstrous. It is the raw, protective love for Deborah, unleashed without any of Harry's filters. It proves that the dark passenger was never the true monster. It was the cage for the real, roiling, emotional violence underneath. By killing Saxon this way, Dexter finally aligns his inner self with his outer action. But the result is not freedom. It is the final, catastrophic collapse of the life he built. He wins the fight and loses his soul in the same brutal stroke. This entry is unique. It is not one kill, but a coordinated strike. To save his sister, trapped by the doomsday-obsessed Travis Marshall, Dexter doesn't hunt one individual. He systematically and with chilling efficiency eliminates an entire cell. He finds 3 accomplices separately and dispatches them in rapid succession. This is Dexter as Special Forces operator. The ritual is streamlined to its absolute lethal essentials: identify, locate, neutralize. There is no time for judgment speeches, for savoring the dark poetry. The dark passenger is not a whispering companion here. It is the entire operating system, running a pure, unadorned elimination protocol. This sequence is a stark reminder of what lies beneath the ritual. Strip away the code, the slides, the need for perfect guilt, and you are left with this: a profoundly efficient and remorseless killing machine. It is Dexter at his most functionally terrifying, proving that the meticulous serial killer is just one mode. When his family is threatened, he can become a force of nature, a hurricane of focused death. It is both his most heroic and his most soulless act. This kill, from the later seasons, is the ghost of the original ritual. An old man, Dexter's final kill before his fake death and escape, living out his days in a nursing home. Norm is a perfect, quiet fit for the code. There is no grand battle, no personal connection, no world-saving stakes. It is just a guilty man and a need. And that is why it is so profoundly tragic. Dexter sets up his plastic, goes through the motions, but the emptiness is palpable. The ritual has become a hollow habit, an addiction without pleasure. He does it not for justice or for relief, but because he no longer knows how not to do it. It is a kill performed out of muscle memory. This is the death of meaning in the code. It shows what happens when the moral framework evaporates, leaving only the compulsion. It's a quiet, sad, and deeply unsettling coda to his life in Miami. He isn't putting down a monster. He's putting down a relic, and in doing so, he highlights himself as the greatest relic of all. It is the kill that convinces him he must fake his own death, not to escape the police, but to escape the meaningless, repeating pattern of his own existence. The ultimate kill is not one he performed on another. It is the one he performed on himself. After the unimaginable loss of Deborah, his final tether to human connection, Dexter does not simply disappear. He engineers his own symbolic and psychological execution. He steers his sister's body into the heart of a hurricane, the most powerful, chaotic force of nature he can find, and then sails directly into it. He isn't attempting suicide. He is conducting a ritual of erasure. The hurricane is his plastic sheeting, vast and absolute. The sinking of the slice of life is his blood slide, cast into the abyss. He is dismantling the monster, the brother, the friend, the lover, by subjecting it to a cleansing annihilation. This is his masterpiece. It is the only kill that offers complete, final relief. It satisfies the dark passenger by destroying its host. It serves the code by imposing the ultimate penalty on its most guilty subject, himself. And it represents a twisted form of love, removing his toxic presence from his son Harrison's life. Every other kill was a temporary fix, a quieting of the whisper. This was the permanent silencing of the voice itself. Dexter Morgan's greatest kill was the deliberate, violent, and absolute murder of the man he had become. It was the only puzzle he could never solve, so he chose, with final, terrifying clarity, to smash it to pieces.